That's what she's doing, she's turning that on.
Yeah.
Those
I know
are-
Chuck's ready to get up and,
Those are gray,
Long
not
night.
blue.
is it on?
No.
Hit the red button.
No button you
1,
pressed
2,
it to.
3, 1.
Or are they on? They're not blue.
But you can see, yeah, you can see the audio
Okay.
on there, so it should be good.
Okay.
Moving that
I have no
Pledge
idea.
please.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag.
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. It'll be a long night. Patience,
So talk fast.
I brought my sleeping bag.
talk fast. You shouldn't talk.
I didn't really mean that for you.
Signature folder, we had none. Where's my pen? The manifest, yes, make a motion to approve the manifest dated November 7th, 2024 in the amount of $154,259.59.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna take a deep breath in this one. I make a motion to approve the manifest dated November 14th, 2024 in the amount of $542,970.21. Part of that was the county tax we paid was almost $260. And the other one was school tax, $242. Need a second.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Yes?
yes, vote too.
Yes, aye. Review the mail, none. Selectmen reports. Who's first?
Go ahead, Chuck.
This Friday, the 15th, there'll be a mandatory walkthrough at the library for any contract that's interested in bidding on the preservation work for the library in 2025. That is at 11 a.m. and it'll be facilitated by Mr. Racine and Mike Conti. There's a warrant article I'm gonna talk about tonight. We get the cemeteries around Green Burial. Is the Teresa Swanwick appointment
Yes.
in there too? Good,
Yeah, they're
I
both
got
in
that. Last meeting I referenced a grant that we had. We have the official letter. The Royal Little Family Foundation, was pleased to inform us that we were awarded $30,000 for the Historical Town Hall Preservation Project.
It's been deposited.
Thank you. And I met with Eversource, when they were in the coffee hour this last week. I met with Mary Kate following up on looking at what it would take to remove the overhead wires coming in over Townhouse Road and bringing them in underground. And there's some follow-up work that's gonna happen on that, and then they're gonna give us a proposal for that. Other than, we had Talus Restoration in last week doing window work. They're about 90% done on the second and third floor, double hung windows being restored. They're coming back to do some trim and some, lock sets, and then they'll be completed that project for the year. The interior double doors have been removed, in the interior foyer. Those are out for restoration right now with Rooster Production. And, we've got temporary doors in there for the time being. And that was pretty much my week.
We'll see a voucher next select board. That's your-
If you'd like to see one, we can see one next select board, yes.
Thank you. Chris?
Immediately after, our last selectmen's meeting on the 29th, I left to go to Manchester to the NHMA conference. I attended several different, courses throughout the 2-day, conference that were, I hope to take something from each one of them, and I took a tremendous amount away from every one of them. Most of them, fortunately, were put on, as it turns out, the keynote speakers were, and 3 of the 4 that I attended were our legal team, so, I was kept after school in a couple of them, so that we could clarify a few things and make sure that we're dotting all our i's and crossing all our t's here in the town of Effingham, so, you'll see some, additional things, some on the agenda, I think tonight, and some in future agendas moving forward. Nothing drastic, but some changes. I would like to speak to, the voting. It was an extremely long day, on general election, and I would like to thank everybody that worked, from, our staff, the town staff, the town clerk, tax collector's office, all the counters, ballot clerks, and everybody that was there. It was a very long day, a record turnout as it was in every other community, and I appreciate everybody's efforts. And know that we will be having a very, very soon conversation about voting machines. So ballot counting machines, not voting machines, at least from my standpoint.
I agree.
I got an update on the road signs. Hopefully, those will be coming in within the next 2 weeks and will be going up, before the ground freezes is our intent. We have a building committee meeting tomorrow night at the fire station. We got, a couple of different quotes for different building ideas, construction ideas for our proposed, building for what I'm gonna call, for lack of a better word, new public safety building, cause it will, house both fire and police. Again, this is all just in conversation stages and putting together a wish list, so, that is tomorrow night. And that's all I have right now.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, just to touch on the voting, I did task Alan and Jim to present something by the first of the year as far as approving of voting machines. I'd like to implement those for next March, if possible.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Voting machine or ballot count?
Ballot machine.
Ballot counting machine.
Good. Well, I don't mind. just
That's
voting.
why,
There's a difference.
yeah, that's why
Sure.
that's why I clarified mine,
I
so.
guess everybody knew. Most of my time is spent with Caitlin, last couple weeks, but I did, go to the transfer station with my tractor and loaded a dumpster up with, the recycled steel dumpster with air conditioners and everything else. Got quite a bit of it cleaned out, but were they supposed to be there today for the Freon?
They have not told me any time. I've reached out to them and I have not gotten a
Just
response.
about a dozen fridges left.
Yeah, they said next couple weeks,
Okay,
so.
okay, good. So that's all I have.
I think it's actually working out, if I may interrupt, it's working out as far as like the container filling up, cause I was there yesterday and it looks like the metal container's gonna have to go this week anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Time wise,
Yes, it's, yeah, they
as
called
far
it,
as not getting a separate container like we've done in the past, I think time wise it'll work out.
yeah.
And and I'm sorry, I did have another thing too.
Yeah, they did call it in, so,
Yep.
go ahead.
I did speak with the landowner on Wilkerson Swamp Road, about the turnaround,
Okay,
the
that's what the,
Dean
Tilden.
Tilden property, the plow contractor
past last
inquired.
house.
Yeah, it's actually just before the last house, literally just before the last house, a big log landing,
Yeah.
there's a rock wall that was placed by the loggers to keep people from driving into the log landing. He gave us permission to, whatever we gotta do, he just
To
asked
for a
me,
truck to turn.
asked me to send him a picture, just to make sure that nothing can fit between the rocks. Just to push them back a little bit, just to create a turnaround for the plow truck, so they don't have to plow past that last camp back to
Right,
Forest Road and then back up again, they can turn around right there, so,
do we need a permission slip from it?
yeah, we'll get it.
Okay, parts, please,
Yes.
Tyler,
October, 340 calls for service, 2 arrests, 40 motor vehicle stops, 5 motor vehicle accidents. The K9 was deployed out 3 times. Just a cliff notes at the bottom. We, through October, we surpassed our total calls from 2023 overall. So in all of 2023, we'd handled 3,422 calls. And through October of this year, we're up to 3,710 calls. So the trend's still upwards and on for our busiest year in the last few years, so. Sergeant Baker also attended training for a week for FBI LEDA. He did a supervisor leadership training, which he brought back a lot of good stuff, and he's planning on while he's out on leave next month, going through all of our policies and our procedures, just as kind of something to, have a new set of eyes on him, see if anything needs to be refreshed as part of that training and everything.
Can you give us a reason why the calls have increased so much from 2023 to 2024? Is there
I'm guessing the influx of people, there's.
influx? What do you mean, new people moving in, or?
There's more residents, I feel like the treatment centers kept us relatively busy.
What's the percentage of that with the treatment center?
I would have to do a lot
Okay.
of research,
Alright, that's right.
but it's also that it's just the traveling of people through, everybody's using Elm Street, Province Lake Road, Green Mountain Road, and 25 and 153 to go to Conway and to come home. So that, that's an influx of calls for service and motor vehicle complaints, motor vehicle accidents, motor vehicle stops,
So could that also be a reason for more you guys being present out there from last year? Or hours and stuff?
it could be, it could be.
Match you with a therapist who specializes in your needs.
Nice.
Or match a therapist.
Technology?
It could be due to, more officer presence as well, but I really feel that it's just the overwhelming influx of people in the town and the motoring public on our roads, and because as you saw, basically every weekend from Friday to Sunday,
Yeah.
the traffic in the town of Effingham tripled. And I would say that, it could have even quadrupled,
Okay.
so. And that creates a lot of calls for service for us in regards to that.
I work in a highway department, and I'm here to tell you that we always worked 4 10-hour days, because you couldn't move on Fridays, because a lot of employers are going to that flex schedule of 4 10s and 3-day weekends, and with everybody being remote, we're still in the fallout of COVID, and where people are working remote, people that have the second homes, that attributes to the lack of housing that's around here. There's no longer the seasonal rentals. People are here. There's a lot more people here. The traffic never stops. It hasn't, you think after Labor Day, the traffic, and especially Columbus Day, the traffic is still there. We're out on the roads every day, and,
Yeah.
even in our back roads, we're seeing traffic that is unprecedented, so there are just more people here.
Yeah, I see it on 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No, yeah, no, just looking at the vehicles around town, there's a lot more activity happening.
Any other comments?
I'm good,
Thank you.
thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Public,
Public comments?
public chief.
Alright.
I'm good.
Quick,
Yeah, I'll be super quick, I promise.
Yeah.
I don't have a whirlwind of the last couple days. Month of October, we did have 27 calls for the month. A pretty fair mix of medical and fire calls. Fire calls were actually up quite a bit. A lot of fire alarm activations, couple brush fires, couple motor vehicle accidents. At the end of October, we were at 344 for total calls for the year, which is on par with where we were 2 years ago. So, last year was a notoriously slow year. Just for reference, we're 12 days into November and we already have had 23 calls this month so far. And that brings us to 367 for the year. So, lots of mutual aid in November thus far. Been to Freedom once, Ossipee twice, Parsonsfield 3 times. 4 times, excuse me. So, shaping up to be a busy month so far.
And the fire danger appears to be a lot higher.
The fire danger is extremely high right now. I'm very surprised that today wasn't actually a red flag warning. We are not allowing any brush permits out for the public right now with the fire danger and the winds and stuff like that. We actually went to Parsonsfield last night at about midnight for a brush fire. A power line came down and started the woods on fire. Anybody in the fire service knows typically at night the dew points are high enough that fires won't spread quickly. Well, even last night in the middle of the night, this spread quick. It went to an acre in about 20 minutes time. So no burning, and if you have your permit for your campfires and things like that, they're still permissible, but be careful. Be cautious, be smart with your burning.
And the wood stove ashes.
Wood stove ashes, make sure you're putting them in the right spot. Remember, they stay hot for a few days after, so you'd be surprised, but they can start a brush fire 2 or 3 days later.
Any additional comments from you guys? Any comments for the chief?
Do you wanna do the roof now, or do you wanna wait till business? Alright. There's 4 of these, if you can take one and pass them. Thank you. What's this one?
Oh, there's one, what is it? Oh, there's 4 packets, there's 2 things per.
Two
packet. Okay.
packets per set.
Individual. Okay.
The first one is a statement of loss from the insurance company. This is regarding the roof damage at the fire station. They, based on the adjuster's estimates, they're offering us $12,945.40. I know that they do show a total of 11,000 next to that. That was figuring in our $1,000 deductible. Because we've already paid that with the generator, we will not pay it again. So they will pay out the $12,945.40. They are only covering the slope of the roof that was damaged. They're not covering the other side of the building. So that's why it's lower than what we expected. The next couple pages just show the details of the adjuster's report. The second packet I gave you.
Hold on. You got something?
Nope, just coughing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second packet I gave you is from Century Roofing, which is the contractor we accepted the RFP from. This is his actual contract and his total cost. The very last page has the actual total at 26,500.
So we're paying 13.5 from the town
So
budget,
we'll pay 13,500 should we move forward.
13.5,
So I don't wanna shoot myself in the foot, but we voted to spend up to 34,000 something, cause that was the original quote, right?
I believe that, I don't have that in front of me, but I do believe that's correct.
So obviously that's. I don't know what's the old saying goes, you know what to give horse in the mouth, but.
well, I'm not disapproving this,
No, I just wanna make sure that $34,825
you got it?
was the original, the original quote, so. I mean, we're
From
good. There-
Century?
Yeah, so there's nothing that got cut out?
Not that I asked him to cut out. I haven't put them side by side yet, but
You got the contract?
and. Oh, you know what we're missing? The sheathing. Remember that wasn't part of his original total, we had to add that in?
It was.
It's still $225 per square foot, it's on the 3rd page of that packet in the description,
The new packet or the old packet?
Just the old thing, I think.
the new one. So that would be that discrepancy.
That's what gets us to the 34.
Placement of any sheathing if needed will be done at a cost of $2.25 per square foot.
And the 34 included the whole roof, if we had to replace all of it, right?
Correct.
I don't have it.
That's right here. This is his original quote.
Okay.
So this price was. See that?
Mm-hmm.
This was with all the sheathing.
What you came up with?
Yeah.
Another fact with the money from the insurance company that I missed,
34,825?
Yeah.
Go on.
Up to that. So the point I'm getting at is we need to plan on
Approve up to.
approving up to when we sign this contract. Before we sign this contract, we'll make sure he's aware that.
additionally, there is $7,014.06 of depreciation. That's a chunk of money they're not paying us at current. She explained that once the roof is repaired and they come out and see that it's repaired, they'll give us that $7,000 back. So we will get an additional $7,000 on top of that number that I gave you.
This from the insurance?
That's from the insurance company, and that's detailed in the email that's part of that
Yeah,
packet.
so that will cover.
So
this. That'll cover
a
this.
little over 19,
Correct.
once everything's done.
However, we won't get that up front. We get that after the project is done.
When would the contractor start?
believe we stated that is.
I don't see a date.
It does not state it in the quote.
What are you looking at?
Review and talk next meeting, or do you wanna?
No, sooner the better, he's not
Right,
waiting till
right,
next
'cause we're-
year.
We're getting there, we're getting to that, snow's coming, there's a hole in the roof.
So you look forward to, will he do it this year?
I would assume so, he knows that we were trying to get this done before the snow started, so.
Just tell them, go ahead.
We're up to the 34.
Alright, so I'll make a motion, I'm gonna go with 35, up to 35, okay. Or you wanna do it with this number? 35
Do it
days.
with his highest number.
Alright, make a motion to approve the replacement of the roof,
Fire station number 2.
fire station number 2. Do I have to name the company?
Yep.
Century.
Utilizing Central and Solar, up to the amount of $34,825.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thought we already did that.
We did.
One last thing, looking for a, vote to hire a new firefighter EMT. Looking to work daytime coverage, he does live in Conway, so he is relatively local. His name is Cody Gayton.
Okay, yeah,
Pending, do we have to?
Pending background,
background check?
Pending background.
I'm good.
make a motion,
I'll make a motion to hire him.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well done, chief?
All done.
And we have public hearing at 5 for money?
Correct.
Now we got 5 minutes for
That's good.
Rebecca.
5 minutes,
Right here,
okay,
right here,
No
Rebecca.
pressure.
Rebecca,
no pressure,
Rebecca.
for now. Okay. Any questions? About the report?
We didn't get a report.
That's what I
Yeah, we
handed a minute ago.
Oh, sorry. We were in the middle of a,
Yeah, and I didn't realize that when I printed it out last week, all the offices were closed, everything was gone, and then I put on the
yeah,
paper.
I have to
she,
grab something,
she
we'll take
handed,
copies.
she handed me the copy. I
Sorry
didn't
about
realize
that.
it was one. We're in the middle of a meeting.
Okay,
Sorry.
while she's doing that for you, I'll just bring up a couple of little things.
All right.
There's a subdivision here in town that, was approved in 2022, cause it's on the 2023 maps. And the, lots were renumbered, by our tax assessing clerk, which is something that is often done. If the numbering that was done in the subdivision planning part of the planning board doesn't work well with our mapping system or doesn't flow well with information. For instance, we just did one this year where the subdivision map was numbered 1 to 6, but there was across 2 different tax maps, so we had to renumber it.
So where's this subdivision?
So this is the Hertel subdivision that's on Nutter and,
152 Promise Lake Road.
153. So, the difficulty we have is now we have a new tax assessing clerk who's just coming up to speed. And when Avatar came in, the agent from Avatar chose to change all the numbers in the system, lot numbers in the system back to the subdivision numbers. So we now have one set of lot numbers at the registry and one set of numbers on all our maps, and we have building permits and steep slopes permits and
Okay, so we're getting what,
all
do you
different
wanna
stuff. So the question is, what do we wanna do? We need to resolve it. We can't have 2 different standards going on. So we either have to go back to one or bring everything up to date.
so what do you
with the other.
recommend?
At this point, I recommend that we take it up at a time when you guys aren't busy and that we try and figure out with whose advice, what would be the best path forward. I know what I think the best path forward would be, but I think there might be some kind of specialist in mapping that could advise us. Not necessarily the
Avatar.
tax people, not necessarily Avatar. I actually spoke briefly to the assessing clerk over in Tamworth, who has quite a bit of experience, and she suggested we follow whatever path worked best for the town. So, I'm thinking that we would need someone from the planning board who had the history of all the things they'd approved. And, the new tax assessing clerk and myself, and figure out what path forward would entail the least amount of change, and maybe get some advice as to whether that's the right approach.
Chuck, you're on the planning board, right?
Yeah, can you pull together a date and time that you think would work? And
Sure,
I'll get one or two people from the planning board to be part of that.
okay, alright, we'll do that, okay.
So just make a note that Chuck will.
We'll
Good
make
with
that
Chuck.
happen. You know, obviously, there's no huge rush, because one set of information is at the registry and the other set of information is on our tax maps, so it's gonna take a little bit to fix it. But thank you. The only other thing I mentioned to Leo earlier, is that I'd like you guys to think about making the time someone to have the time to work on our website, because it's got a lot of inaccuracies, and Caitlin doesn't have time to bring it all up to speed. I'm not sure what the solution is. It appears to me that when it was migrated over from the old website, that there were inaccuracies in the migration. There's stuff that's hard to find, there's stuff that doesn't seem to be there at all that used to be there, and I'm just concerned that we've lost a lot of information, so,
You are not alone, there's at least 2 other boards and committees that have major issues with that same item.
okay. I'm quite honestly, I'm not impressed with that platform, but that's
Oh,
not
wow,
for me to
yeah.
say. Yeah.
How should we approach that?
We can do one or two things. I can have the office assistant also go through it, maybe set up a time with Town Cloud, and she can sit with them and work through that.
Who's this again?
Heidi?
Heidi?
Yeah.
Let's start with that,
Okay,
okay?
do you want input from the people that can't find stuff, or?
Well-
I have yours.
Okay, well, I've got more,
If you have more, email it to me.
okay,
Cause the thing is if I'm not noticed or notified, I don't know what to change. I know, Susan, I believe you had sent me, or you provided me something,
Right.
and I know you have, but if there are other boards,
I've already sent you an email on the planning board where all the information's not up there, all the decisions, all the documents.
I'll have to look, cause I don't recall that email, so. I'll
Well,
have
you
to
told
search that.
somebody that they lost the material, so it's like, we need to find it and we need to get it posted.
yeah, I used to be able to find all the planning board decisions and all the documents and everything, and now I can't.
There's nothing that exists, it's not just you,
Okay.
there's a big issue with that entire site.
Okay, well, then let's.
We're on it?
Not pointing fingers, we'll
Nope,
just
we're on it.
figure out, great, wonderful. You got a hearing, any questions about my report? Now that you've got it in front of you.
I do not.
You shipped this out by email, didn't you, Rebecca?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I read it.
you won't get it by email, it just was a
I did.
request at one point
Yep,
for hard copies.
I read it.
So, you know, and I just dropped the ball last week in getting it to Caitlin for the folders, so then, so,
Any additional questions?
I was just here 2 weeks.
I'm good.
Any questions from the public for Rebecca? Seeing none, moving forward. We're
Thank you,
gonna-
Rebecca.
Yep,
Thank you.
sorry I interrupted before, really did, the notice really did.
It was laying on the ground right there.
Oh, I know, it
You
wasn't,
step-
it was
you-
out in the field.
You stepped on it.
I went and got up.
Oh, you picked it up? Oh,
Picked it up and brought it back here, no, it was out blowing around the field.
Okay, public hearing, 5 o'clock. I make a motion as prescribed by RSA 31:95-B, section 3, to accept unanticipated funds in the amount of $48,168.05 from the Effingham Preservation Society. This is for HDH, Town Hall Project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Town Administration report.
Do we,
Oh, go ahead.
can we do anything else in that public hearing? Even though, cause it wasn't posted, right, we can't, right?
If it has to do with a public hearing, though, it has to be posted separately, 10 days that you have to have.
Yeah, it's not a public hearing item, I was just, didn't know if we wanna talk about the weight restriction thing now, while we have the opportunity, but that's okay.
Weight restriction.
The signs on Elm Street, removal.
We,
It's on me,
Yeah,
it's on.
Okay.
okay. Town administrator report.
I'll be very quick on my stuff. I know we've had work sessions and finalizing policies. I'm still awaiting a few answers regarding the policies when we had the work session last week. Hoping to get that all set and squared away. The end of last week, beginning of today, I've been spending most of my time on the phone with DRA so we can get the tax rate squared up and set to go. I'd like to thank Dave Strauss because he's answered every single phone call of mine, so I'd like to deeply thank him for that.
How come I never get a thank you?
Well, I thank you too. You answer my phone call every time I call too, so.
Just kidding, go ahead.
But, yeah, so next on that, gonna look at the preliminary tax rate and hopefully get everything set. Hoping to have tax bills sent out, hopefully we gotta send them to Minuteman. So hoping you'll see tax bills here very soon.
So you'll have them out this week?
Well, we gotta get everything to Minuteman, so then it depends on Minuteman.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
So you're gonna send it out to Minuteman this week?
yes, my goal is to get it out to Minuteman this week.
Is that based on this tax rate?
Or is that still in discussion?
I don't know what this is, what is this?
You didn't give that to me?
No,
Chuck did.
That's the estimated,
Oh,
I gave it to you. That's the estimated school rate for next year, going up $2.99 a thousand for,
so right now, from what the preliminary is on the tax rate, it's 15. Dave, I think you have the preliminary, 1557, correct, for local education?
Local education? Yep, exactly.
And that's for the tax rate that is in the prelim right at this
Local
moment.
state, right.
Yep, state went up to 202 or
That's because
222.
of the additional kids going to the school?
That's only part of it, they've got almost a 10% increase in their budget also. Assessed value, equalized assessed value of us also hurt us by over 100,000. That was a big change from last year.
Alright. We still gotta do the business. Did you put this down in here? You have business, but
Which one are you looking for?
this one here,
well, it's business A, B, C, D.
I know, but isn't,
Oh, the appointment's not listed on there, but it's right in front of you.
yeah,
Got that
we'll
today.
just skip on to this. So on business, we had, you submitted this?
I did.
Can you read it?
Okay. So the library at one of the coffee hours had Jerry Knurk come in from, Freedom. Jerry was instrumental in the state in getting legislation passed, to allow green burials in the state of New Hampshire. And, he actually created warrant article language for Freedom last year, which they put in, and we'd like to submit a warrant article this year to basically add that capability for the Woodland Cemetery, which is the town-owned cemetery. And the article would read as such: the Effingham Cemetery trustees are directed by the people of Effingham to allow the choice of natural burial in the Woodland Cemetery. This directive shall be effective immediately upon passage at town meeting and shall be effect whether the cemetery is run by the town or by an entity acting to fulfill the town duty of providing a cemetery. For the purposes of this article, natural burial is defined as the choice of being buried without requirements for embalming, a casket, or a burial vault. There shall be no added charge for the provision of natural burial, majority vote required. Actually, we know this language works, other than putting in Effingham and Woodland Cemetery, because it's the exact language from Freedom.
So we requesting that for a warrant article down the
I
road.
wanna basically let the townspeople decide whether that's something they'd be interested in.
So when you get to the warrant articles, we can discuss it.
Good?
Are you moving on to something else?
I got one more.
With cemeteries?
The burial one was supposed to be under the cemetery discussion. I thought he was looking at the appointment, sorry.
Oh,
So did I.
well, what about the historic,
Let's finish, I think the cemetery one, let's finish cemeteries
Yeah.
first.
Well, that's what I asked, if you had something with cemeteries.
We're on cemetery, let's do all the cemetery.
Right.
okay, I didn't realize, okay, go ahead.
No, the cemetery one was on here, I actually asked Caitlin to add this one on to the cemetery discussion.
That's what I thought this was, I didn't realize.
Yeah. So the further cemetery conversation, per one of the courses I took at the NHMA conference, was on cemeteries. It was hosted by Matthew Surge and Sean Tangway from Drummond Woodsum, our legal counsel. Stop whistling past the graveyards. One of the deficiencies that we figured out that we have is, we need to appoint a sexton, per RSA 289:7, Roman numeral 2, to appoint a sexton. I make a motion to appoint who currently was our caretaker for Woodland Cemetery, Lenny Espy, as the town sexton.
Second.
All in favor?
Siemens, aye.
Aye,
Seen aye.
and we would need to change the verbiage, I believe, on our documents.
We do all of our
Trustee Allen.
documentation, and our budget versus actual can't state that he is a cemetery trustee, because that would be breaking the law. We are the cemetery trustees. He is the sexton, the caretaker of our own town-owned cemetery.
Thank you. We good?
We are good, I think so.
So I'm just gonna touch
It's
this.
just the green cemetery, the green burials was a huge part of this discussion as well. So.
Look at how much we're accomplishing. Next.
Okay, the Historical District and Heritage Commission voted to recommend to the BOS the appointment of Teresa Swanick as an alternate. Oh, geez, please add this, so I guess,
I'll make a motion to add Teresa
Yeah.
Swanik as an alternate to the Historic District and Heritage Commission.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I should have read it before I read it.
That was a Yogi Berra thing right there.
I know,
Now, Leo, if I may interrupt, Westy's here, do we wanna quickly review general assistant budget while she is here and present?
Do we have to
Did,
open up the bid at any time? Did we say we would have a time element in opening up the Pine
bids.
River bid?
no, there's no time limit.
I don't know without having it in front of me.
I don't think so.
Stand by.
Have a seat, Westy.
It's gonna stop us now.
It says we'll open them at 5 o'clock.
Ooh, okay, well, we're gonna have to
Can you grab
jump in.
these?
We need,
I'm not in any hurry, I'm okay.
Top two are dirt work, the bottom are paving.
What's that?
Letter opener.
Oh, wow.
You can't have a knife, she knows you can use it. You don't get to use it for that. Walking through
we
this
just
stuff.
stand back.
I don't have fingernails.
You need a turban. You can be, Johnny Carson.
Alright, so this one is,
Mayonnaise jar.
enough. This is from Dawson's Utility Services in, Austin, if you're on speaker, Dawson.
This is for dirt work.
Dirt work only. Yes, sir, both the same. Where's the price? Pine River Road Dirt Work Project. His price is $239,471.
I want to get copies and look at it after.
You writing that down?
I can make copies, yeah. I couldn't open them prior to this.
I know, but are you writing the price down, so we can?
Okay. What is the price again?
239,471.
And this one is also, oh, this one's GMI, I thought you said, they voted, they, put a bid on for the
The,
work.
that top one should be dirt work.
Okay.
Just look at the scope to make sure it's, is the dirt work one, if you would.
Yep, their word.
Yeah, maybe.
The price for that one is $469,471. $410.
So those were the only two bids for dirt work?
Correct.
Okay. And these three are for paving.
Yes. This one from GMI also. So their price for the paving is $279,421. Pike's Industries. Pike came in at $344,071.75. Let's keep budget here.
Put that back in there.
I know, sorry. R&D paving. Paving. Their quote was $444,704.95. That's it. So it looks like Dawson's the cheapest on dirt work and GMI is less cost on the paving.
Yep. I know you guys usually like to discuss these through.
I wanna read them and then let's do a work session when we can
Okay.
get down through them, because I wanna make sure apples to apples.
Yeah.
All the way down through on the orange.
You good with that? We have one more item to do, just to wait a minute, and then we can jump in. Wesley, you don't mind for, I'll lose track in the budget here. So, on the agenda was the road weight limit signs, I would assume this is yours.
This is ours.
Ours? Ours, but your
With all due
presentation.
respect. It's been brought to our attention that there was a posted weight restriction limit on Elm Street. When you reach the, Effingham Ospey Town line and at, Green Mountain Road, of 30 ton. 30 ton, for the layman is not a lot of weight. That is equivalent of basically a 6-wheel dump truck, not one of the ones where you see 2 axles in the back. So it's not a lot of weight. That was put up some nearly 30 years ago, approximately 30 years ago, because of the condition and deteriorating condition of Elm Street at that time. It was breaking up and it was trying to save what was there. That was the mindset and the thought process behind it back then. And it just kind of stayed. When that road was redone now almost 2 years ago, it was brought up to DOT standards and specs. With compaction, the type of pavement, the amount of asphalt and gravel that's down. So it's felt in the industry that the weight restriction is no longer required. To leave it on there, it does prevent a bit of a commerce nightmare for any of us residents trying to get any product in town. All of our gravel pits, I shouldn't say all, the majority of the gravel pits that any contractor uses or that we use if you need material at your house and they're trucking it to you, comes from that side of town and have to go across that road. So that would add cost to all of our bottom line for that trucking cost to go around. Majority of the cost that's incurred is from the actual trucking, not the material itself. So I believe, and having a conversation with law enforcement that the weight restriction is no longer needed, given the road conditions. So having said that, I'll make a motion if somebody wants to second it, and then we can open up for discussion, but I make a motion to lift the 30-ton weight reduce.
Before you go, is there any specific state requirement for us to do any particular procedure?
No, we can do it right here, and we have to do it in this forum in a public meeting.
Perfect.
Yep, that's according to our legal counsel.
Good.
So, and NHMA. So I make a motion to lift the 30-ton weight restriction on Elm Street.
Second. All in favor?
So we, I don't know if we
Discussion,
have any discussion, anybody has any questions or
any
anything?
questions from the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Seems aye.
Christine, aye. That was easy.
Thank you.
Budget presentations. Leslie,
Hi.
I see you didn't fill in the form.
This is a board of selectmen budget, the board usually.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, so I filled it in. I kind of, I'm just making, I know, it's for me, myself, I
Yep.
basically kept it the same cost as last year. Was that, is that okay, or you need any questions on that? You good?
So what's on the sheet is what we're,
Yeah, that's what I did.
okay.
It just stayed the same.
So, you had what, how many times this year as far as assistance? Twice, right?
I think more than that, but I was gonna get a printout, but I figured you guys had a printout.
No,
No,
no. Aren't you supposed to provide us reports every couple months or whatever? Thought we came to agreement on that. No? Damn. Striking out.
tell me what you want and I'll do it.
I mean, I know you can't go into details, which,
Yeah, no, we discussed expectation.
no, we gotta, cause we can't meet once a year. We gotta meet more than that.
That's fine, just let me know, I'll be here.
You wanna set it up quarterly, every 3 months, something like that? Chuck?
Yeah, you don't need it often.
Yeah.
I mean, even twice a year.
yeah, twice a year. would be-
So I'm throwing something out.
Yeah, twice a year.
Yeah, twice a year, so, let's say, like June 1st. Set up some time to,
Come back on June first.
yeah,
Not on June 1st. Cause
In that time
that might be
frame.
a Sunday or something, right?
in that time frame, you can, we'll set up
That's
a
fine, yeah.
time frame to,
That works
and
for
just
me.
give us an update, what you're going, everything going okay? So, we have better communication,
Sounds good.
okay, great,
Look at the current pace, we should,
that's what I was looking at. Her what, current pay,
current pace,
oh, pace,
based on the budget to actual.
PIC, got it,
Good,
we're good, Leslie.
you done with me?
Are you,
I'm not done with you, so I thank you very
So,
much for coming.
Were there any, and I'm gonna, to Leo's question, report formats, was there anything in the old files that were very simplified, kinda like a report format? Or is it something we gotta make up on our own?
So I was doing the tally sheet. And then it changed to a different type of pay, so I did the tally sheet for a while after that.
But that was just on your pay though, right? Yeah, where you're now
But the
stipend,
the activity level, the activity,
Yeah, nothing,
okay, so, okay,
but I can get a report from Michelle if you'd like, or go through my records and make a report.
no, we're good, just start first of the year.
Okay,
yeah, but in very high level. Within which you can provide without violating anything,
yeah, no problem.
okay.
Good.
are you?
So do you mean like the tally sheet, or you mean like who I've helped, who I've come
No,
in
no,
contact
no,
with?
You can't go in details
The
with that.
the type of issues of health, the type of issue that you helped with,
Okay,
so whether it's heating oil or whatever it might be, just,
so that comes in on the request, but cause a lot of people reach out, but it's not followed through, so there's no result. So there'd be a lot of information for,
So,
Well,
but,
they have to do an application, if I remember correctly, right? So you could basically, here are the number of apps, here are the type of apps, and here are the number of approved apps, and that would be kind of,
yeah, that'd be great.
So you don't care about anybody that asks for an app and doesn't bring it in, because that's the most time.
Well, yeah, it's still part of your function, you still receive
the request, you
the
said.
request, that's
The
why.
request coming in.
Say,
That's, still means something to your workload.
right,
In my opinion, but I don't know if
It-
that's.
No, yeah, I would say, you
It
know,
does.
that's why we wanna see.
15 apps requested, 3
Yeah.
turned in, yeah,
Should
that
be
kind of,
turned.
right, but I'm just saying that, to demonstrate kind of
Sure,
the level.
And I was thinking that once a quarter.
that makes sense.
Well, that shows your workload outside of, cause I mean, we look at the budget versus actual, we look at the expenditures, we approve the manifest. So one could argue, well, you know, because you may or may not have approved the expenditure. But we don't know all of the stuff, all the times that you met somebody here,
Gotcha.
they got an application and then never turned it in.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Cause that's the time, so.
Yeah, I just would like to see it once a quarter,
Yeah,
be great.
And then meet twice a year.
yep, that'd be good.
Yeah, a budget season, and
Okay, sounds good.
thank you, Westy.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
Good night.
You too?
Bye. Here's my stuff.
Well, cause tomorrow the switchover is
Approved.
happening,
You bet.
and then I'll text you. That way everything's all set, you don't have to worry about it.
I appreciate it, thanks. Have a good night, everybody.
You too?
Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you. So, make a motion to approve 4442 general assistance in the amount of $12,600.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let me just sign these and just give them to you after.
I think Dave has been doing, Dave, have you been just writing approved on yours?
Yeah, well, Leo's still good with that, I just put you in, cause we're doing
That's
it on
just for
camera.
tonight, that's all you can do,
You okay with that?
just for tonight.
Okay.
So get this on order.
Should all be in order.
Okay. Next one is 4323 solid waste collection. You'll notice that the telephone's been moved to 4194. Budget for 2025 is $101,300. So we're looking at about a $470 increase. But we took out $660 for the telephone, so
So where's the telephone to be listed?
it's gonna, it says right here, 41.
Yeah, but there's nothing listed, that's why.
No, it's not in here yet.
Okay, so what are we gonna do, list all the telephones?
Yes,
So what will happen is it's gonna take place kind of like the heating and electricity are taking
Yep,
place under 4194.
I put it
So it'll
all
say
here.
telephone and then it'll be listed underneath for the properties that we.
Good,
That's all telephones, one section. Questions? Chuck?
no, I'm good.
Dave has one, Leo.
Yes, Dave?
Leo, the salaries, that's 4 people, and normally I end up giving Michelle the amount per
Three.
increase. Well, we've got 4 on the budget, the actual that we one fill in.
We have three- we have three-
Yeah,
We have 3 people working full-time and 2 fill-ins.
Oh, don't misspeak, we don't have anybody full-time at the transfer.
Oh, that's what I
station.
meant, okay. We have 3 people working 3 days a week or whatever, part-time.
We're only staffed 3 staff members, 3 days a week. We have 4 staff members at the transfer station, 2 of them staggered days. Does that make sense?
yeah, we got the
4, 5.
boss at 27 a week, and the 2 workers at 25 a week, is that still good? That's what we had last year on the budget sheet, 25 hours a week, we had a fill-in for 24 hours if needed. But, I'm just asking if you're still doing the same amount of hours on the 2 workers and the boss, 27 and 25.
No,
27
well,
for the
yeah,
boss.
cause two of them are just 2 alternating
Two
days,
is,
so.
2 is 25, Mark was higher than that.
2024,
Mark was 20,
17 for the,
Is Mark
17 per
22
hour
bucks?
for the workers. Is that what you're asking, you're asking?
No.
So,
Well, you looking for hours, you looking for pay scale?
Well, hours first.
Right,
Mark was more than 25, wasn't he?
Mark tends to be about 27.
27,
27, 28 is what I've seen.
Yeah, I
he
have
comes in on
27.
Mondays to bring the pay.
yeah, he has him at
timesheets.
27,
I have last year's budget sheet, we checked, we had 27 for the boss,
Yep.
25 for the other two workers.
Yeah,
That's still staying the same?
yes,
Yeah,
and the other two guys are fill-ins, Charlie and Lenny are fill-ins.
no, well,
Well, Bill's 2 days a week, but yes,
Yeah, so we're doing, it's two men, this have 25 hours a week. We're doing a fourth one this time? No?
not required, it's no 4 people.
And what are the increases on the salary gonna be? I mean, cause Michelle's got input salary data, normally I provided that from the meetings, and I prefer to come here than come from our meetings.
We didn't have that discussion.
No, I
not yet,
think
no, that's,
Is that a
what we did
3%
was we
increase?
did the 3% increase on
right,
that,
that's
was
the
what-
95, that's,
3%?
see,
Got it, yeah, 3%. Thank you.
So if you're changing that to two men,
So it's gonna be up to, the salaries are increasing up to 95.
you know, that's not adding up well. If you're doing two guys 25 and one 27, cause that number included, the 92 included 127, two 25s and a 24.
that number on there from 24 is a 4-person number, not 3.
And 92 was 4 people. So I
I
just
realize that.
wanna,
Okay, thank you, I hear you. What'd you come up with numbers for 3 persons?
Mark is 27.
25 hours, you mean the 17-hour men?
Brad.
22, 100 each. March was 28,
So that's,
417. That's at the current rates, not the 3% rate though. I didn't know.
I just go, we can just not, we can add 3% to it after.
Add 3% to the current rates of what he has. So you wanna drop it down to those 3 225s and 127, right?
Yeah.
So I just need to do a little math here,
So
Yeah, agree,
what are the
3%
hourlies right
raise.
now? How much an hour?
I believe Mark is $22 and.
isn't it?
Mark's
So-
22.
This is in dollars. Art's at, Brad is 3 days a week. And Bill is
2 days,
16,
he's Saturday and Sunday.
right, 8 and 8. No, he's not yes. So,
Who's it he?
Lenny and Charlie.
Yeah, but that's just fill in for here, we don't pay him.
Oh, we pay them.
We pay him,
don't know.
what I'm saying is we pay him
But
if one of the
he's-
guys are
We're
missing.
paying 3 positions. Are we paying the same rates for 2 of the positions, even though there's
Right.
potentially different people covering it?
Correct.
Alright, how much per hour in the 2 positions?
So right now, what we're paying is, Chuck, is we're paying 2024 for the boss
Right,
and 17
17.
for the two workers.
Correct.
So if you add the 3%, it'd be 2028 for the boss, 1751 for the workers. You said a 3% raise?
Yes,
Okay.
you're gonna do the 1439 rule,
Got 'em.
First, I'm getting the total amount,
alright,
see what it is
got it.
for the full year.
but one of these guys isn't a fill-in.
They're both fill-ins, Charlie and Lenny are both fill-ins, no, I don't understand,
He doesn't work Wednesdays anymore.
who's that?
Bill,
Sundays.
Lenny works Wednesdays.
Well, Bill's out right now, he's coming in on the 20th.
Okay, well,
With the
we'll
total
sort
I
it out.
got with the 3% raise is 48,800 for 3 men. That's why I'm saying it's a significant difference, unless I'm missing something, then move my numbers again here. 25 times 52, 1,300.
Right now, we're only at 80% usage so far this year.
So,
78.5? $28 hours, 22.66 an hour. 52 weeks, 32,992.96. Two
I was
position.
figuring out for the full year, right now, Chuck, is what I was doing for the 2 men and then for.
Yep, that's what I was doing too. 50 hours, 17.51 with the raise.
50 hours?
50, yeah,
Yeah,
two,
I'm
two
doing-
people, 25 plus 25.
52 hours, 52 weeks.
50 times 52 times 17.51, 45, 526.
45, 526 is the
Yep.
total for the 2 men and then the supervisor.
That's 28 hours, 22.66 an hour, 32,992.96, total 78,518.96.
29,274, right?
78 what?
78,518.96.
Round that off.
Would you get that?
Total of 78,518.96.
And I got 74, 799.
All right, what'd you get for the 50?
The 2 workers at 1751 is 45, 526.
Yep,
And then the supervisor at 2085,
no, you get, what's he making right now?
2024, 3% raise.
No, he's making 22 right now, right?
He's making 20.
2024 is
Oh.
what we're paying him.
That's, sorry,
Yep. 2024 and now 3% is 2085.
That's 22.
You want me to pull it and get a paper clip?
20.85. $21.48's the new number?
Buffer in there though. Cause we called guys in for stuff.
30, 31, 268, 33?
29,
What days
274.
of the week you didn't work Sunday?
You got 1404 hours.
Yeah, so usually like that.
27 hours times
Well,
50,
Charlie
20
Lenny.
hours a week.
That's what Lenny was, he'll buy my beer anymore, but when Bill comes back, morning,
Well, I think we
guys
had
can
last
work.
time.
so.
He's gonna work 3 days a week?
2 days,
Who?
Bill. Bill's
What day
working
isn't
Wednesday and Saturdays.
57?
Okay, so who's working Sunday?
74.
They'll have to switch off every Sunday, Charlie and Lenny.
Do they know that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why Lenny was trying, who's my beer?
so they're gonna alternate, or we can just get rid of one of them?
No, I'll keep him on,
It's
in case
4,799.
Charlie
I
quits.
can't stand him.
It's the only
can't-
other difference
they
on
can't
it
stand
is
it.
supervisor, right?
I mean, he, 2 times he's no call, no show,
40 hours.
Oh, I know, we had discussions.
and he sleeps in the chair. That can hear me, that thing can hear me,
And then he's working
Whisper.
27 times 52.
I just remembered that.
If I didn't say the name.
So the new rate's 21.48.
We have to have, I was just saying for the total amount for this, that was based on 4 people.
No, it's, yeah, that was based at 4, but it's 3 now.
To confirm, Mark is 2024. The other boys are 17
27 times
Work the other
52
side.
is 1404.
or 17.
Okay,
I don't know if Bill might be 18 because he's been there.
I just wanna put a buffer in there, whatever they come up with, put that additional buffer in there. Cause there's times like the Freon,
$20.20.
stuff like that.
Thank you.
But,
Very sensitive.
your wife?
It was.
But I want the 3, that, you know, initially at the beginning of the year was 4 people. I cut it down to 3.
29,274.
We cut it down to 3.
So roughly 74.
We,
74.
and the guys are all good with it, so it's not a problem.
74,000.
Now, we're gonna do I understand we're gonna do the 1330,
I didn't do it for this one just because,
but I wanna increase this amount, because I need a buffer in there, because off hours, like the Freon last week, it had to have Brad go in there for a couple hours to be with the guy.
as long as we get the hours, I mean, we got 74, 800, whatever you wanna add for a buffer wheel.
You follow what I'm saying?
I do, and I mean, like, when Brad does,
See, that's why we had always done 26 hours a week. They came in on 25, but during events like that extra hour per week covered all those additional, come in for snow shoveling, come in for fire.
picking up
Burning the
tires,
pit, doing, so it was always 26.
that's under
Certain,
something else,
that,
right?
no, when there's anything like shoveling, winter maintenance, all that stuff, that actually comes under a different.
That's a different budget.
4194.
Not when they're coming in and shoveling at the transfer station, not Brad's other job. I'm talking about shoveling at the transfer
Oh, when
station.
you said shoveling, I didn't know if you were.
My understanding with Brad is that they're working when they're shoveling. They're on,
But that's why, but we always had them come in early during the snowstorm area. I mean, you guys can live with however you want it, but we always had it 26 hours.
Outside of
They
this,
got paid 25, but we always knew there were gonna be 1 or 2 hours extra for Freon in fires and in other things, which some weeks they'd be 27, 28, 29. But the 26 a week on average covered it. They're scheduled to work 25 hours a week. Some weeks are more than that for those events you were just talking about. That's how we covered it.
You've got the hourly rate, and Leo, like you said, you've got the 74, 800. And if they decide to work a few more hours than that, you can add on to that for, at least you get the hourly rate to pay them if you do charge them more hours. You can add to that 74, 800 to cover a buffer like you would.
that's what I want to ask you, is just put a buffer. I don't wanna work on the hours, because I don't know, there's a lot of things that happened this summer. We had a lot of stuff that went on, improving the transfer stations for over past years. So I just figure,
We've always had stuff that was extra.
so I figure we just add a buffer to it. And I don't see a problem with that. We're cutting the budget down from 92,000, we're gonna be down to less than 80.
Yeah, so put it up to 80, Leo, and
Yeah,
give you a buffer.
agree with that.
yeah, I just wanna ask, like, when we have Brad, cause it's typically Brad that goes and picks up tires, he did it last week. We give him a call and ask him if he could go pick up some tires that were thrown off to the side of the road.
That's transfer station.
That falls underneath that same,
Oh, yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Yeah,
but, so it's buffer or it's hours added.
That's 2 hours max,
Just
minimum 2 hours every time he goes out.
for you to
Minimum,
charge it
yes.
to. Whatever you guys assign it to.
Right.
No, I can hourly rate for this.
I'm gonna go with 80, I'm just,
I'll agree with that.
agree, 80?
80.
It's too complicated to just break it into the hours.
So we're gonna subtract, that's the only one we need to adjust right now, right? The rest of them we're all good with?
Yes,
15.
so take out 15.
Now you're gonna do the 1339?
86.3.
86.3.
Yep,
Was that 74 with the 1339 already figured in?
we didn't do that 1339 on this one, because it's for 3 different people on 3 different things. I'm good with that,
It's a very.
but, well, you guys know.
I knew that that's why, I just wanted him to say it out loud for you, cause I heard you ask the questions.
So Dave, you're good with 86.3?
86.3, yep.
Okay.
You guys did the motion on that, Leo?
Yeah, that's true. Make a motion on 4323 solid waste collection for the amount of $86,200.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, disposal. We're over.
Under containers, correct?
Containers, I knew, when we had our work session and we went over this, we put it on hold, I know Leo was doing the review. So we did put it at 80 for 2025. But we're also, might be to it.
There was a lot of, construction materials with the containers this summer.
Bottom of it, it's 114% on containers.
Yeah, so the containers
Rest
are
of them
are good.
118% containers. So far, are we still,
I don't know, I'd put it up around 82, 84.
right now we're at 85, almost 85.
I know,
Yeah, it was just the excess, construction materials this summer.
One thing too is they are gonna go up.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't think we really,
I mean, all the other categories were pretty low. Electronics, freon, glass are all down in,
but they're peanuts. Containers are the big one.
no, I know, because all the rest are less than 50%.
So we got that report from them, and we sat down and compared
Yeah, it was all good.
invoices, it was all good, so.
Matter of fact, we had one about a month ago with Michelle question.
Right. Cause we were never, I don't wanna talk disparagingly about it, but we were never like billed
No.
unaccordingly, however we wanna say it.
I didn't find anything.
When they had the extra trips because of the missed containers and things like that, they made right by that, correct?
Yeah, the dates matched exactly.
Okay.
And the contract was what, 4% automatically or 5%?
I wanna say it was 5% up,
5%.
yeah.
I don't know, I would do at least 85.
I have no problem
Well,
with
I
that.
mean, even 85 won't cover this year, but
Well,
how are we gonna manage it tighter for next year?
it'll be closer. We'll have a better look at it.
Get somebody to jump up and down.
Yeah, I'll bring my bucket.
You'd be surprised how much that would help.
I know.
Should've seen those air conditioners all flatten right out.
Alright, have it 85 rather than 80?
Think we have to.
I agree. I think even that's cutting it tight.
Well, right now, so far, we have, yeah, we got 87,000.
Is that the whole thing?
Huh?
Is that the whole thing, 87 on the budget actual?
That's what it is right now. That's the total.
All containers?
Well, no, that's the total.
Oh, what do you have, 87?
We don't have the actual new one, do you? 11, 12?
Yeah.
I'm looking at containers only, Leo, not the bottom line.
Oh, I know, but I'm looking at the bottom line too.
Where'd you get 87?
Right there, next sheet over.
Top of the second page, maybe?
Oh, it's 87,
Total, right now we
That's the
use,
year-to-date spend,
yeah,
but,
and we budgeted 80,500, 507.
so do 85 on containers, changes the bottom line to 92,250.
You guys paying per weight, per container?
Well, the container's 3. No, it's separate, the shipping bring, yeah,
it's both, we get paid, we have to pay for both.
we have to pay for the shipping of the container, delivering the container, it's $375, I think it is. And then when they pick it up, then we pay for the weight.
It's like you were saying, if you did crush it down, I mean,
That doesn't make a difference, I would just,
You are saving in
you're saving per.
space.
correct.
Right, but I was crushing with the steel, we don't pay now, basically it's free, or we get money.
Will, yeah.
Alright, 85,
Yep.
Bottom line, 92,250.
make a motion to approve 4324 solid waste disposal in the amount of $92,250.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
May I explain the next one before anyone questions why it's lower? Well, once you get to it, I just wanted
You
to,
mean 40?
Solid waste cleanup?
4325,
How come I got two of them? I'm looking at,
that must have been the missing one that I couldn't find, I took an extra copy.
just did this.
You got double. I was sitting there, I'm like, I printed 5 of everything, where did it go?
Alright,
Go ahead.
one went down, testing went down?
So what, I reached out to our Stantec, yes, cause I wanted to see what he was looking at for 2025. see, last year we had to do the permit application for the renewal, and that was 1820. This year, obviously, we do not have to do that, we don't have to have the renewal for a while. We have he quoted 11,850 for 2025. You have the PFAS testing, which is 1250, and the remainder to the landfill monitoring. So that's why it had gone down.
Good.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah,
Right. Make a motion to approve 4325 solid waste cleanup in the amount of $11,850.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
That was a decrease of $1,250. Or 2,000.
It went down.
Yeah, it went decrease.
it went down,
That's what I said, decrease.
yep. That was meant for me, not you.
Okay, legal. We have budgeted the same amount as last year.
Not enough.
Well, we don't have
You
meetings.
say not enough?
Yeah, that's what I said.
What are you planning on doing?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, well, I haven't said on this board yet, where we haven't exceeded that by a fair margin every year for some reason.
One thing to look
Unexpected.
at, we did settle Eversource this year as well.
right, that's where the big money went into. And also Mina, well, Mina did. That should be settled.
Nope, it's been appealed to the Supreme Court. Planning board and ZBA have been appealed to the Supreme Court.
I'm sticking with the 50. You?
Stand by.
It's been appealed, but it's not gonna win.
It's still gonna be defeated.
Leo, you better turn around right now, I'm very superstitious, and knock on that wooden desk behind me. Thank you.
Welcome. Cause Eversource was.
That, and I also wanna say, 17,000 of what's in that is the settlement for Eversource.
Isn't that
Of
on
this
top?
one?
Yeah.
Yes,
Correct.
on our,
Illegal.
And the
Also
legal.
the $1,000 every month we were paying, that went in there too?
That used to go on there too, that was a bill from
there was
our
also
legal.
$10,000 of that went into a cleanup.
Which,
When we clean, I can't say.
oh. I'm
So you're
sorry,
saying we have two of the bills are no longer bills?
correct.
It's like 25,000 in Eversource.
Okay. I'm good, 50 will work.
Okay,
I am.
Sorry, my brain is still.
make a motion to approve 4153 legal in the amount of 50,000.
Second,
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Alright, this one, oh,
no, I was gonna say, wait a minute, that's went the wrong way.
Yeah, I did do a wrong way.
what do you mean?
You miss?
I followed the sheet, so they're not in order by the account numbers, I was just putting them on there, so I do apologize about that. But they are in order from what on the agenda. Now, when the amount that we have here, the 130,355. This was done prior to the meeting.
Okay, so,
So, the new ambulance cost $91,457.98. I don't know if,
$58.
$58, thank you.
thank you.
Get that, Dave?
Say that again, please.
The new, contract for 2025 is 91,458. Versus
130,
last year's contract at 125,636.
I did see that.
Okay. We all go with that?
Good.
Better be.
Yeah, we had less activity,
Yes.
so, which allowed it to be prorated down.
Yeah. Alright, so make a motion to approve 4215 EMS contract for the amount of $91,458.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
4130, executive.
Okay.
talking about people, positions, no
So,
names.
I'll just go through what the changes are, as you can see, computer, contracted services, mileage, office equipment, supplies, postage, they're all leveled. The assessing clerk the hours have dropped from 18 hours to 12 hours, maximum week, could be less, but putting in that 12 hours.
So you're gonna change that
Yeah,
18
yeah.
hour?
I'm gonna change that to 6 to 12 hours a week. That dropped to 11,000. The finance administrator, that did bump up to 33,800. That is also a change of hours as well, going from 24 to 26 hours a week. Including the raise as well. Selectmen are the same, support staff is 10,000. Did you have something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, not me, that was him, I just want you to know, that noise came from Leo, not me. Underneath selectman salary,
Oh,
when he went,
Yeah, I'm only averaging 50 cents an hour right now.
And that's a raise.
Oh, thanks.
salary, for support staff, last year we didn't do it, but we do have support staff now. That is,
Heidi?
yes, but that's 10 hours a week. 10 to 12, I'll say, but it's not 16 that's listed there. That's at 10,000. Myself, there's an increase for the raise to 57,498. That is not including the 3913 rule. Website entry zeroed out. Trustees of the trust funds stayed at 300. Telephones moved to 4194. I remember during our work session, I think we briefly covered the town meeting and we haven't seen any cost there, so I put 0 there, but I didn't know if you still wanted leveled or.
What was the purpose of that?
any expenses for town meeting underneath our budget.
We've always left that in, just because the school could charge us if they wanted to.
Oh,
That was
We had to
their
put a
choice.
dollar in there then.
We can put $1.
Okay,
It's up to you, I mean, if you wanna leave the 100 in, that's, we've always left it in, Leo, if you remember, we went and dug into that, and they could charge us, just they don't charge us. But mostly janitorial services.
Alright, we can always take it out of,
I'm good, buck or 100, you.
They
Leave it
never,
100.
they never
No,
charge
I'm
us.
good with 100, yeah.
you good with 100?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest, no, I'm not. That sheet right there tells you why.
Right, $1, I agree with you.
That's the increase for our school.
We'll just keep it at,
Payment.
leave it at $1.
yeah,
It's currently proposed at a 21.97% increase to the town of Effingham.
town report, there's
That's
an.
fine.
Oh,
I know, and it's factual, it's right there, I just read it off the sheet that they gave us.
town report, there's an increase, last year it was 175 ordered. And I am planning to increase that to 200 as there were a lot of requests on that. Workshops are leveled and there will be a new line item for finance software as we'll be moving to G-Works for the annual subscription.
So, we also talked last meeting about voting on the Aegis software and having that discussion tonight.
Yes, that, we have 4152, which is the assessing, which I know we were going back and forth whether it was gonna be through this one or.
That's why I'm asking the question, cause I thought we had talked about adding it here, but I'm good with the assessment, that's what ought to.
I think that's the best thing where it has to do with mapping, and that's where CAI
That's
comes out of already.
The
GIS,
The mapping software,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need to do the 3913 rule.
We do.
I got those numbers if you want.
Thank you.
oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Financial assistant would be 33,158. And they go from 23.10 an hour to 25, so there's an increase. What do you got that?
Yep.
Town administrator, I have 56,989, feel free to double check me if you want. I'm getting older. And that goes from 3045 to 3160. Now. Total them up.
You're doing,
Before you do total, I do have a question I could ask.
Are we not gonna do the salary for assessing?
I think that one's just leveled.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
For assessing, you never know if they're not gonna come in for the first 13 weeks, I mean, I know you,
I got it. What's your question?
I didn't, the bottom one on, what is that for?
the finance software? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Finance software is for G-Works. So we're switching from QuickBooks to G-Works. So there's the annual amount of 9,500.
QuickBooks. Books to G-Works. So that's the one we talked about that'll give us all the new reports,
yeah, yeah.
right, just so I have some ideas so we can talk.
We're going into the 21st century. Bottom line?
Total now, Leo.
Oh, you didn't tell us? Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't get a chance to total it yet, cause I didn't know what you were doing on the lines.
doing something wrong, apparently.
You got a chart?
$1 million, no, I got too many zeros in there at one
Are
point.
you talking bottom line, Dave? I have 174,648.
Yeah, I got 649, yeah.
Oh, you didn't add the dollar for,
You had the dollar?
For the
I
town
had the
meeting.
dollar. For town meeting,
Nope.
okay, yeah.
What'd you get?
174, 649.
Okay.
We good?
Good.
Executive, the amount of $174.64, $6.
174,649.
Got it. All,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
It's gonna be a long night.
What he said.
4194 municipal buildings.
Alright, municipal buildings, electrics leveled, heating fuels leveled, maintenance supplies and equipment is from 35 to 30,000.
Electric, even though we know the electric is going up automatically with the announcement from Eversource.
That was, so with, do I have my, no, I don't. No, I was looking for my other notes,
We
thank
can't
you
have
though.
those.
Actually, can I see that real fast?
You sure can.
41.93. So right now, we have only used 50% of our electric, and we have 1 month left. So including that increase, I think it's
Covered.
pretty safe.
Good.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
The only addition to this one is the telephones, which that is giving us a little bit of a buffer, just, you know, if anything.
Is that the new contract?
With the contract, the total is 7268 for all buildings.
And that was down like $5,000 a year, right? From
This,
what we had been
so-
paying, from the run rate.
so that 7,200 that we're paying for all buildings was what we, an executive, just budgeted for ourselves. And we're almost over.
Yes, it's like a $5,000.
So for the public's benefit.
Yes.
By redoing the contract, we saved over $5,000.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
And then how it will be on the B2A is, it'll be broken down.
Okay,
Good?
good.
Yes. Make a motion to approve 4194 municipal buildings in the amount of $78,100.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4194 municipal buildings.
I printed
Oh.
extra on that too, I guess.
Did we go up in paper this year on the budget?
This one's a blank one, the next one.
4411?
Yes, this is one that
Oh.
is a Board of Selectmen budget that we never got to discuss during our work session.
Health administrator.
I'm like, okay, we don't need a budget? Oh, we did discuss this, didn't we?
No, that
Discuss
was,
treasurer.
This one,
Oh, right.
so Bill never submitted, or he suggests, or,
He didn't suggest any on this one.
alright, then. Did get a good. $4411. So far this year, he's only used $2,665 out of 4,000, so he's only at 65%. So you didn't put anything down for equipment, mileage, training. The deputy, 0, so. I guess we level fund. Agree?
I'm sorry,
Level fund,
yep,
level fund.
yes,
So you're making that motion,
I'm just telling him, Dave,
$4,050?
yes, I will. I was just informing the Dave. Make a motion in the amount of $4,050.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town of Ossipee.
It is what it is. I make a motion to support and approve the budget 4520 in the amount of $45,000.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
and we have one more year of that contract, right?
It's 50 total.
Does that have to be renegotiated the end of next year?
I think, yeah, that's one thing, I think there's 1 year left.
Chris, you gotta keep that in mind.
Anything on the payroll? Just, I see you're in.
This is the retirement totals as well as, the FICA.
Yeah.
So is this figured on the new salaries?
This is figured on 3%, correct?
You get salaries that are in excess of
Salaries.
3%.
Oh, are you talking about the retirement part?
Yes,
Retirement. Yes, no, it is, yes, sorry.
And all the proposed new positions.
I thought that was only a backup. I thought that was only backup that would have to be amended during town meeting if anything
Okay,
was approved.
so we leave this.
That's prepared, but
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the,
if
Right,
anything were to be
yeah,
approved,
yeah, okay. Yeah,
but,
you're right.
with the new assessor and stuff, that's,
Well, they don't get that stuff.
you don't get it.
they don't get retirement, but FICA is included.
that's what I'm,
Correct.
Yeah.
okay. So make a motion to approve 4155 payroll expenses in the amount of $103,264.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Insurance. Oh my god,
This is an increase.
yeah,
So, increase in the insurance itself, there are 3 of us, 2 family, 1 2-person. That's the big increase on that for planning for next year. Then I have all my documents here for liability workman's comp. So, the liability workman's comp did go up. I thought this was,
That's not liability.
what?
Health
No,
services.
it's under it.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
So property and liability last year was 24,304, it went up to 26,491 this year for 2025. Workman's comp also went up, last year it was 11,689, this year it's 13,092. And unemployment also went up, it was 1972, this, for 2025, it's 2272.
What was the health trust increase? Was it the 9.8 or was it the 7.3?
It's on the front.
We don't have a,
Medical rates, January renewal experienced an overall rate change of 9.8%, which includes 5.3% capital risk charge. Rate changes for individual rating entities, 3 to, which one you want, sorry?
Can I see all of them, the breakdown,
packet?
yeah, that whole health trust packet? Just because, Teresa from Health Trust broke that down for me at the NHMA conference and said, no, you're actually this one too, so I just wanna make sure, cause we're a smaller group.
Mary,
I just wanted to.
Depends on how it's taken. So, while he's looking at that, Caitlin, so what's the difference in the medical this year from a plan standpoint to next year? So we got two family
Two
plans
families
and a
and
single,
one two-person.
and one 2%, and next year.
And last year it was two singles, one family,
Okay, got it.
so that's where we have the increase.
oh, you said currently one family, says two families.
It's gonna be two family,
Got it.
one two-person, where last year was two singles
just
and one
Kinda
family.
confusing in this now.
The notes on the left.
Oh, are those your notes?
That's the ones that always been on it, so that just.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't put
Family and one single.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Family and one single.
I'm trying to look at this and I'm like, this is not right.
I didn't know there were notes there, I'm sorry.
Here's the price on the cost for a family and a single, I had 30,000 for a family.
So,
Not adding up is what, this isn't adding up to what.
so monthly, he has, the thing is 32.63.
Yearly or monthly?
At the beginning. What?
This is, sorry, let me give it back to the way you give it to me, just like,
It's like 30,000 for a family.
Yeah, but it changes every year.
Yeah, but two families is 60,000.
3263 comes up to almost 39,156.
Monthly, it's 35.66.26.
Oh,
Now,
35,
Next family,
35.66.26 for 12 months is 42.795.12.
And is that with the 10% employee?
That is not, that's the whole thing, that's not including the 10%.
Yep,
and that's for one person.
that's
That's a
a
family.
family plan.
Yeah, okay.
so it comes out to 38,
Oh,
512.
yes, one family.
and the single rate,
The single or the two-person?
what are we going to next year? Single,
It's gonna be a two-person and two families.
2-1.
yep,
So two-person is 26.41.67.
What the year is.
Oh, sorry,
31,962, approximately.
31,704 is what I got.
I didn't put the,
Oh, I put the cents in.
no.
Julio don't have any sense. Sorry. Put it down a little.
I had that little one printed that I had.
About 108,697.
Oh, that's a huge increase. How much is it?
Are we good?
The only one other thing I wanna say, short-term, long-term life, they're leveled, there were no changes. No rate increases on that, so that's why it's leveled.
Too bad we couldn't switch that to the health insurance. All right, any other discussions? Make a motion to approve 4196 insurance in the amount of $149,742.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
Seeing aye. Highways and street, 4112. Oh, 4312, sorry. Thank you.
Do you want me to quickly go through this one, or?
Um,
I think-
okay, you add the road agent, okay.
I think everything's leveled, the only thing I know we had discussed, but we had a meeting prior to this, and I never got to update it, was we wanted to, put in an equipment item, we do have a
Right.
signs and equipment that I'm just noticing, I don't know if that's something for vehicle or chainsaws, I think we also included that. But I know where they're going to have a town-owned vehicle. Is that also going to be something that could be under the signs and equipment for maintenance, et cetera?
Chris, you with us?
I'm still looking at the health insurance, you have to bear with me for a second.
Yeah, we're looking at, Kevin's, vehicle as far as maintenance and all that stuff. Where do we
Is
put
there,
that?
is there a breakdown under the signs and equipment, what you think
I don't
the
think
makeup's
so.
gonna be?
Yeah,
Sorry, I took it while you're looking.
That's alright.
So signs and equipment, it, on here right now, just has signs and equipment.
yeah, that's all it is. And we only used 14% of that budget.
But I know we did 15,000, I think had that in there for, chainsaws, et cetera, I believe we were
That's an
looking at.
expensive chainsaw.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, I said et cetera after, but
That's a lot of et ceteras, that's why I'm saying 15 seems high to me.
I agree.
was it 1500 maybe, did I add extra here?
1,500. Signs
Well,
and
that-
equipment, we budgeted 1,500.
2024.
I'm curious if I accidentally added an extra zero. I was going through the notes so it wouldn't be so messy.
Well, I think we probably should increase it a little bit for, the vehicle.
If that's one thing that it could be under, I would say so, and that's just for oil changes.
And fuel.
Oil changes, fuel,
Tire. I would say we add another 2,000, make it 3,500.
But not,
Not 15.
No.
That's, okay, but I'm
You
feeling,
catch that, right?
I'm feeling better, okay.
Where'd you get that? You just increased it, right? Okay, I gotcha.
The road contractor number going down,
Yeah, she put it on the road agent, 20,000.
yep, so
Took
it's
the
going
20
from
from there.
120 to 100 to
okay,
put that offset.
good.
So that's gonna reduce it by,
Did you include that road agent number in the FICA calculations?
Everything was included in the FICA calculations. I have a new line, bottom line of 604, 670, is that what you got?
yep,
I got a couple questions, hold on. It's when Chris has done his health trust.
oh, I'm done, sorry, I'm on the,
Calcium chloride, is that, well, like, I know you had mentioned that like had gone way up, and what is that,
that's pretty,
is that gonna be
that's,
close?
yeah, yep.
Okay,
And again, that, like, if you look,
oh, we didn't use much.
yeah, we used, just over, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, just under half.
Yeah, 43%. You want bottom line?
I got I got 604, 670 also. The only thing I just wanted to highlight, I'll make sure we do at the committee is the road contract is a new addition, just have you detail that that's coming out of the contracted line item, so it evens out. Just so you detail that I know you already took it out of the road contract of the 20 grand, and put it as a road agent.
Oh, yeah,
So somebody may ask us at the public hearing, so we just have.
Yep.
on-
Yeah, I'd say that
Why the
basically,
number is level.
Just so we say we really didn't increase it, we just applied it to a new because you took some out of there and you're doing it a different way.
got it,
You okay with that?
I'm good. Any additional questions?
Nope.
Chris?
no, I'm just revisiting the winter roads material again. We only decreased it by 6,000. We spent under 50%, and
Yeah, you're right, I only spent
We're-
32,000.
we're really in good shape.
You wanna knock on wood just in case?
I'm not done yet, I wasn't done with statement, then I'm knocking wood after that, but, obviously we had a knee-jerk reaction because of a severe overage, but that put us in, because of that overage a couple years ago, that put us in, pretty good shape for, a couple of years down the road. I mean, nobody has a crystal ball, but when it comes to dollars and cents and the increases, we decreased it by 6,000, so.
So you're making a recommendation that we decreased,
No, we already did it,
74, yeah,
so,
you wanna leave it at number,
yeah, as long as it's going down, it's,
or you want, reduce it more?
If we have a warmer
Like last
winter,
year.
like, which we're supposed to be above average, which means we're probably gonna get the wet, slushy, freezing type scenarios, we may end up using more sand on the roads, sand, salt.
yeah, we decreased it, so 74.
Alright, make a motion to approve 4312 highways and street in the amount of $604,000 is, no, $670, go for it,
604670,
got it,
second.
all in favor?
Alright,
4152 assessing,
Alright, so we'll have the contract coming up, which will be 65,000 for the 2025 reevaluation. I had spoken with Dave, I put in 30,000 because we have the encumbered funds under the 6,000 budgeted item, which we can use for that contract. Everything else I left the same, we have the software that's in there, that 5,500 is levied. I don't think we have utilized any of it this year, and I don't know if we did anything with it last year either. But we can look at that for using that mapping software, so I wanted to bring to your attention for this one, cause we can make
that's
changes
that new
on that.
software looked at.
That would be for, yeah, for
And what was the
access,
cost? What was the,
access GIS,
is that,
How did you come up with your number,
which one?
the access number,
Are you talking about the 55?
the 5,500?
That's just bringing it over, that's not
That's just-
including the number, cause I know we wanted
Got
to
it.
talk about this.
Okay, good.
So, let me see here,
It's 3,700, I've got it right here,
got it,
that's one, yes.
Well, 3,700 is there,
The annual, the one-time setup fee is 59.
and the annual fees on top of it, so 6,700.
well, I was thinking at a 59, do we have a budget this year, we can pay for that in our budget? For,
well, I'm looking at this part, hold on, I just wanna make sure.
The top number,
Are we, I know we had met with them and we were discussing things we wanted to do and didn't wanna do. It'll be the 475 for the implementation fee for the initial setup of access. Cause that will get that discount.
the batch upload, because that puts all the,
Correct, then
Avatar
we have the
card.
document tool, we have the staff only one, I believe this is everything we had discussed during that work session. So we have the 3,000 one-time setup fee. 470.
So the question I'm asking is,
Yeah.
on the add-on modules,
Mhm.
what are we looking at? Cause I know the advanced queries, the planning board's interested in looking at, because of the time savings that would help them.
So you're
know
saying the things that are on this one, it's an interested,
Yeah, the additional add-on modules,
I wish I had copies of that.
you did have a copy of that, didn't you?
Where'd you get that?
Yeah,
The day I was sitting here and watching.
I emailed it to you guys. The proposal I forwarded, I know I did that, but I don't know if I don't think I actually printed it.
I'll check,
I printed it, that's how I got it, oh, sorry.
I'll check. What's it called? The GIS?
Yeah,
I'm just looking for.
The email will be under
ARC
Access GIS
GIS.
proposal.
Nope, nothing came out.
It was 10/23/2024. The subject line is Access GIS proposal.
If you do a search, it'll probably pop up.
You wanna look at this?
It was on 10/23.
What is that?
You want me to forward the same email to you right now so you
No,
have it
let me
right?
look. I'll go the other way, I was doing a search.
Alright, so while he's doing that, let me get this out.
Town administrator. Ah, I see it.
So just
I
for
apologize.
the bottom portion of
Apologies.
that, for the uploads, I got a total of 54.25 for everything that was stated. But I have that 475 fee, cause that's the initial, the discount that we get
Yep.
for that initial.
Yep.
So I got 54.25. And then we have that one-time setup fee, which would be 3,000, and the annual fees
Yeah, so
afterwards.
if we did the entire package, the setup fees, $8,400.
How'd you get the difference?
Well, it's.
Oh, okay,
It's a
here.
54
It's the
54 plus the
54.25 plus the
$3,000.
3,000 for the one-time setup.
So everything on the top is guaranteed,
Got it.
and then if you wanna
At
do
the
anything
bottom.
below that, it's optional add-on.
So you recommend to do all the add-ons?
Not all of them. The query one, I think is of value, I know it's of value to the planning board and to the fire department.
Okay.
'Cause I was with JT the other day when he was doing some 911 fit, trying to find some stuff, and this thing would have solved it in a heartbeat.
We have not used anything as of this time in that line item for this budget this year.
Alright, I know.
The refresh tool, I can't remember what that was, is that us updating the sales and deeds and refreshing the tool itself? That was the piece I couldn't remember.
I'm just taking a peek here.
Because if we don't,
The access staff feature refresh tool, CAI shall set up and configure the staff feature refresh tool in 90, oh, that's just them saying when they should have it set up.
We haven't improved this yet. Go forward, right?
no, that's why we said we were talking about it.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about it tonight.
May I say something?
Yes, please.
So, George couldn't be here, but the planning board, I'm here advocating on behalf of the planning board because
Thank you.
we did have a look at that.
Well, the
and-
night we did the demo, literally, the guy walked out the door and the planning board was coming in, so everything was left up, so the planning board.
Yeah, we actually, I'm like, well, they're coming in, Chuck, why don't we have JT, and I ran out and
Yeah.
caught him.
Yeah, that was, and it was worth it, cause
It was exciting.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Planning board meetings are exciting anyway. That one
And
was-
Colorado was nice, sorry.
I do have to say, Chuck looked very excited during it. I saw a smile.
Saw your
ear to
question?
ear.
I was just thinking of all the
No,
uses.
I just wanted to advocate on behalf of the planning board, same thing that Chuck had said, cause I've made notes as we went through it at the planning board, and it would save so much time and resources in looking at stuff, specifically when we're looking and reviewing properties, and we can rely on a clear source other than sometimes a hand drafted
Alright,
demo
I mean, I thought of, and we discussed multiple examples. You take the Schiller property, Ogren property, when we did that subdivision, they actually had to go back to
Exactly.
the drafting table to reconfigure that
Yes.
for the delineation of the wetlands, what percentage of usable land there was.
And the
And you can
query
actually
capability,
take the drawing and the
Yeah.
usable land, and it gives you a percentage, and you can delineate how far the wetlands are.
well, all the tax maps, so when you're looking at the division, you can lay our tax maps right on top of it with the query feature.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is so valuable.
And so one of the alternates on the board, Jane Rabel, is also a realtor, and she uses it extensively, so she was great in being able to answer some of the questions and bring up points that we wouldn't have recognized just by playing with it for a few minutes, so.
Great.
And for those that, the care or outside of the planning board, the usage from real estate agents that contact this office, our office, and use up their time, and the town clerk tax collector's office, different abutters, when they're going to, any possible developers, it's, when you really broke it down, if you had a button and clicked every time somebody came in for an inquiry that correctly, it's well within,
Well, I mean, if you get somebody that wants to do something on a piece of property that has numerous abutters, this thing, because of the way it overlays it, will give you the list of everybody. And then depending upon setbacks and other things, you can plug all that stuff right in, and it'll automatically rule out, different parcels of land based on,
I wonder if they plugged in the software plugged in the new RSAs for the abutters list.
but if they didn't, we could do it.
Yeah.
That's the capability that's in it. I don't think they had done it yet, but that's the kind of capability that could be there.
Yeah.
So anything that's across the street but down, it would, let out automatically by the new RSA.
So kind of reading for the refresh tool, if you look at page 13, it does from what I'm understanding, it looks like it is pretty much just to refresh features and classes and shape files. I don't know if you read that same thing, but that's, I think, a closer.
It was somewhat Greek to me. That's
I'm
the
having
one
a
I
hard
had-
time remembering what one that was, cause I know
That-
we discussed a lot of.
I had questions on that one. The refresh tool and the staff only parcels were the only two that I couldn't think of having a use for immediately. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be down the road, but
You said the staff only parcels, was that what you were saying?
You don't think staff only would be useful?
I thought that was pretty much for if there were certain things that others needed to see, no, that was.
Staff only?
That's what I mean, like staff needed to see, and it was an easy way to share.
Yeah, where it was staff
document.
only, and it also gives the ability for, like, the police department, where you have crucial things that only they can have, he can have his only staff, only pinpoint different properties for whatever use or whatever. That was one that I saw.
It says staff, yeah.
I think that's really important, Chris,
Yes.
because one of the things for the planning board too, with some of the notices of decisions, we have requirements on there for landowners and future landowners, if we do an approval, that carries forward, so this is a place where anybody can look at it and see, make up something, you have to have a purple sign, whatever. Purple sign has to be there forever. But we can make all sorts of notes that are relevant.
That can't be changed or necessarily viewed by the public. And it gives you
And
the,
either one, you have an option.
Right.
Yes, I like that.
So what's the total cost?
And just before getting to that, and like the historic districts and stuff like that, where we've had some questions, that can be input, so that again, with the query capability, you could do overlays and you could do other stuff around that part of it too, so it makes it easier to understand the impact of that, particularly with buying and selling of properties, it'll automatically show up. So, conversion, so basically the only thing that's not there is the refresh tool. And that would be conversion, one-time setup, 7225, and the ongoing annual will be 5,700.
You said 7,225 is what you were,
7,225,
and that's for the one-time setup fee?
one-time setup for everything,
And,
How was the ongoing
5,000 what?
5,700 ongoing.
annually every year?
Yep,
I thought it was the one time was, all those features were one time,
yep.
and then the annual was 3,000 a year.
No, but if you're gonna add the modules on, you're paying for the modules.
Oh, annual fee,
Yeah, you gotta pay extra.
bundle,
Not all of them,
not all of them.
Document
But
upload
just
and the
ones we
staff
talked
site
about.
are,
Okay.
Paying an extra
but I
2,700
think
bucks.
the number of uses for the different departments in town, besides the selectman's office, definitely justifies that capability, and if we had money in the budget this year from a software standpoint, I would do conversion this year.
Yeah,
so yeah, we have 55. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place now, sorry.
What?
We have
just kidding.
55 in
Last
the
year.
software support at this moment.
So if we're gonna go with 5,700, I'd probably just make it 6,000, cause is there any other additional software we have within the assessing?
This has not been used, the 5,500, I don't think it, if I'm correct, it wasn't utilized last year either. I think that was in there for software support,
Okay,
so,
so you wanna leave it at 57
I think,
or
yeah,
6?
I mean,
or round up to 6 as well.
Just in
yeah,
case you need a little add
round it
up,
to 6, cause if there's a question, we need to ask them to maybe customize something for us, that gives us a couple $100.
just gives you a little buffer.
Yeah,
Okay, and as far as the 5,900 bucks, that's coming out of this year's budget, right?
The 7,
are you 7225?
No, it's 7225.
we'll have to figure out,
We got a place,
We can work it and get that figure sent out, it may,
we wanna get in this year's budget, 2024, the initial startup
Initial
fee
cost.
cost.
Does this include the Avatar software? Is that why it wasn't,
No.
because we haven't paid them?
no, this is software support and it hasn't been utilized.
The Avatar software is, should be under tax collector.
yeah, the pure avatar stuff. When,
Yes.
what this will do, you know that online system we've got right now where it's convoluted on our website trying to find a parcel. and
Tax maps and all
a
that.
name and tax maps, this completely replaces it, and it is so easy, so intuitive, and light years beyond with the integrated capabilities of the databases. It's so easy to use, provides so much more information.
Oh, I just wondered because Caitlin was saying, and I noticed it hadn't been spent before, that someone thought
Which
that
DT
this
was
was
it?
Avatar payment also. I didn't
I don't think so.
think it was an Avatar payment, and I thought it was under
There.
tax collector.
What's
I
the,
can't.
what's the tax collector?
Tax collector, I'm noticing, has 0 on the software.
Do you want me to put it up?
Caitlin, do you know if the
Yeah, there's 28,
Avatar software is paid under Allen's? I mean,
no,
it said-
there's nothing taken out of the budget,
Was utilized for software support, that's what it was.
yeah.
For asking questions
And-
like training, if somebody needed a consultant to come in and work on.
So it wasn't anything to do with Avatar at all?
Correct.
Correct.
Alright, I just wanna make sure it's clear on this. So you give me the numbers here, I'll plug them in.
Software goes from 5,500 to 6,000, bottom line goes to 40,450.
About 1,200 bucks increase.
What's the utilities, on under assessing?
So utilities, I'll tell you, I leveled it just in case. Where this year, I believe we're utilizing DRA's utility safe side and have an amount there, so we're not running short on anything. I don't know if there is an additional charge when we utilize DRA's valuations,
That's what utilities is, valuation?
correct?
Oh,
I think it's just the buildings, utilities buildings, right? We're gonna use the ERA
Correct.
and
The other one does the actual physical things, it's just the structure.
like the one on Rice Road, Field Road.
But I don't wanna be zeroing anything out without knowing anything for this first year.
Good question, though.
There's also one below the historic town hall.
Yeah.
on Townhouse Road. That's for the phone company.
Consolidated, yeah,
Are we good?
good.
Any additional questions?
So we need to vote on the contract first and then.
I was just gonna bring that up, I didn't know when you wanted to,
Well, we gotta finish our budget thing, and then we can put it on and then move to move to public, just in case some of these folks wanna go home.
I agree. Yeah, because this is not gonna hurt it, we're
Yeah,
just.
that's good, that's good.
Make a motion to approve 4152 assessing in the amount of $40,450.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Caitlin, do you wanna get rid of those two notes on the sheet? Long enough. Okay, I'll read those.
I didn't realize the notes, I was focusing on numbers, so sorry, they're notes still.
Come back out.
Public comment.
There's no announcements. Public comments.
Public
Team.
comments?
Seeing no comments, then we'll just move to approving the. Oh, we got one? Oh, you didn't raise your hand fast enough.
She wasn't paying attention.
Actually, it's a comment and a question.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, Grace Fuller.
Turn around so you can be on camera, please.
That's not necessary.
But I'm here as the chair of the library trustees to ask a question. As you know, the bell now works at the historic town hall, and we'd like to start ringing that every day at 12. But we wanted to run it past you before we started this.
How long does it ring?
12 times.
Noontime is 12.
I wasn't sure, I mean,
I don't know, I can look up
I'm
the
sorry.
number.
I mean,
It's not that long,
okay,
but I just, before we
Maybe not.
I haven't heard it yet,
something
so.
like this, I wanted to make sure, the neighbors have no problem with it. As a matter of fact, they asked, some of them asked for
12 seconds.
longer, no, for ringing it more than just at noontime, but we'd like to just ring it at noontime for now and make sure that there isn't any, problem with it.
Is this automated?
It would be automated. But before we started that, I wanted to get your opinion on that, and see what you think.
How many neighbors how far'd you go around?
Just the immediate ones, the abutters.
Okay, can you hear it?
I hear the bell. It doesn't bother me.
No, yeah, okay.
They can hear it over the transfer station.
They can hear it transfer station?
Oh, yeah?
I could probably hear it at my house, but every time it's rang, I've been in close proximity to the
Yeah.
library, so it doesn't really count.
And certainly, it would be if anybody had, problems with it, you could always make changes.
I have no
Maybe
problem
we
with
just
it.
start
I don't
that.
have a problem,
Is
it's
that-
just, you did
Well, I
that,
figured noontime is better than midnight, so.
I was just gonna say that.
At midnight, it only ring once.
12:01 might.
I wouldn't go there.
But yeah, it's noontime, and because it's actually set, the time is set, anybody that was trying to set their watch or set their clocks of any kind, dead on at noontime.
We're going with the atomic,
Yeah, it's tied into the internet, so it's actually set up automatically from a timing standpoint.
okay.
I
Do we need
don't-
motion? Do we make a motion?
I want your opinion, I don't know if you did know.
Okay, I'm good.
Let's try it and see what happens.
I wasn't sure, so,
Okay.
I love the idea, it's, yeah,
no problem,
back to
Just
town.
to be on the safe side before we started doing
Yeah.
something. Okay, thanks.
you're welcome.
That's all, can I go home now? Let me rephrase that.
So
Did we want to
Yes.
approve that?
we entertain a motion to move forward with the approval of the
Yeah.
access.
Yeah, okay, just bring it back up. Yeah,
9 o'clock, okay, to come in for copies? Anything else you want to?
Access to
After
G-
today, you can choose
Yeah, just the
anytime you
GIS
want.
and that sort of-
No, I wanna make sure you're comfortable.
And it's total 7225.
Thank you.
The conversion of 7225,
I gotta scan
Final
them in,
for the
put them on the web,
Total cost.
make a copy.
yep. Oh, you wanna do the total annual cost for the first year, conversion and other, or just?
No, just the total
Okay.
startup fee.
Yep,
So I make a motion to approve GIS internet service proposal for the town of Effingham. Startup fee of $7,225.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Going into the 21st century.
If I could just ask Leo, for minute purposes, when you guys make a motion to adjourn, could you just say the time as well? With the new system, it
cuts it off.
doesn't cut it off, cause we've never said it, but it's hard to differentiate an actual time for Heidi when she takes the minutes.
Okay.
So if that, you could just include that, that would be wonderful.
Are we all done?
Non-public, do we?
No,
Make a motion to adjourn at 6:44.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
there was nothing else.
That's the easiest way to do it.